Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel for another design team project for Craft Galley. Today our project is going to focus on very simple cards. Clean and simple, easy stamping, because sometimes you just want to have fun making cards and maybe not necessarily spending 1,000 years on each and every one, like yours truly. So I'm going to be pulling out this Concord and Ninth winter wear set, which if you've been following me, you know this is one of my faves of the season. And I am going to stamp out my images here. There are plenty of images to choose from, and you're trying to figure out how you want to style your person. And so I am going to style her today with a pair of glasses and a beautiful scarf. And then I'm going to put some snowflakes around her because right now, where I live, we got like 7 inches of snow. So thank you, Mother Nature, for granting my wish and my children's wish, because they have never been happier, for sure. Okay, so on the second card, instead of putting a face in there, I'm going to put the sentiment in between the hat and the scarf, just for something a little bit different. And then on this third card, I'm going to make the sentiment the star of the show, if you will. So I'm adding my sentiment here in some VersaFine Clair ink, and then I'm going to do some second generation stamping. So I'm taking this, this is Blackjack, and it's almost grayish for Catherine Puller, and I'm going to second stamp that. So you stamp it off once, and then you stamp it on your project, and you're going to get this very light gray. So I realized I didn't think I had a light gray in my stash, until, of course, after the project was done, and then I found it. But this works just as well. So let's get to coloring here. I'm going to be coloring in my images. I have used Bristol Smooth cardstock, and that's going to make it really easy for me to use some Arteza Real Brush pens, and I'm going to be using a water brush to pull out that color. Now with this, I'm not using a whole lot of water, which means it's going to dry fairly quickly. And that's a good thing because I'm actually going to go back on both the hair and skin and add a second layer. I don't always do that, but I like to do it sometimes when I realize, that just didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it. And you want to let it dry because if you continue to put on the Arteza marker onto a wet surface, it's just not going to work. You're not going to see any difference. So here I'm using 2 colors for my scarf here, and I'm using a magenta color and a purple color, and that mix gives me that beautiful blend there. And then I'm going to take to her hair, and I first started off with the darkest brown that the Arteza comes with, and I just felt like it wasn't dark enough, so I pulled out this natural gray color, which looks brown on the cap, but then it actually is blackish gray. And I didn't mind it at all. I thought that that was actually really cool, the way it mixed with the brown. So you have a lot of dimension in her hair, which most times hair does have a lot of highlights, lowlights. It's not just really flat hair. So, and then especially couple that with the where the shading would be if there's any sunlight or anything like that. So that's going to work out perfectly the way that I wanted it. And then again, second layer on the hair, second layer on the skin, and I'm pretty happy with the way she came out. So on this one, I was inspired by a Scrapbina creation that she made recently, this color scheme that she made. It's just so pretty, and it's this tealish, purplish, gray, and so that is what I was inspired by for these color choices here, and I really wanted to make a mix of my own. So as you can see, I've chosen gray and teal. And this teal is not like really bold in your face teal. It's kind of like a soft aqua color. And I really love that mix with the gray. So I'm going to make the scarf half and half as well, just like I did the hat. So the hat brim and then the little fluff on the top and poof, whatever it is called. You guys have told me what it's called and I've already forgotten. So I'm going to color those in, and again I'm going to do 2 layers on these pieces as well because I felt like the teal color just came out a little bit too light, so I went back with it and I doubled that up and gave it a little bit more oomph to the card. And then the sentiment here, your friendship warms my heart. I love that. I thought that was just really super sweet. And there wasn't any coloring to do on the third card that we made. So now we have our 3 panels here, and we have to figure out how we're going to just give it a little bit of a touch on the end. So I've taken a Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen to the scarf on both of the cards. I'm just showing you on the teal one. And then I'm going to add some Nuvo drops here in a minute. First, I'm going to get my score buddy out, and I'm going to score all my card bases, which are 110 Nina Solar White. Nice sturdy bases. I'm going to add liquid glue to each and every one. I'm not going to mat these on anything else because I'm going for a very clean and simple look for these 3 cards. And so I'm just going to put them flat down onto their card base. I've taken out these 3 Nuvo drops, and I'm going to add, because they color coordinate very nicely, I'm just going to add some drops here and there. And I just do that on all 3. So with this panel here, I'm going to pull out my Caribbean, I believe this is called Caribbean Ocean or Caribbean Blue, and I am going to add that all over my card. I'm kind of haphazard with it. Sometimes I have hard time with placement, but I just went for it. And then of course you see a splat right there. So I just clean that up with my little poker tool. And on the third one, I'm actually going to add some white Nuvo drops and the Caribbean Ocean or Caribbean Blue color. Now with my white, they tend to have like this little Hershey Kiss point at the end of them when I put them on the paper. I'm not quite sure how to fix that, so if you have any ideas for me, let me know, because it's cute, but it's a little bit too pointed, and I'm not going for the Hershey Kiss look. I'm going for the Hershey Kiss to eat, but not for the look on my Nuvo drop. So I get those, and here you can see me trying to poke that down. It's not working. So I get those finished, and those are my 3 cards. Thank you so much for stopping by, for hanging out with us. I hope this inspires you to pull out your stamp sets and don't be overwhelmed by them, because sometimes you just need to stamp them on paper, color them in, and then call that a day. I hope you guys had fun. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss anything. And Craft Galley has a lot more design team members on it now. So you're going to want to hit subscribe on the Craft Galley YouTube channel and the blog, because we're going to bring you a ton of inspiration coming your way. We will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.